right, eighth graders, we are almost done with this robot project. Um, you should have heard your classmates' presentations. We should have a good idea and understanding of some of the different robots that are out there. From what I saw, the robot presentations were great. I got a lot of good information, and hopefully it helped us just kind of clarify what robots are, because I think a lot of times we, limit our definition of what a robot is, and so hopefully seeing your classmates' presentations just help to kind of expand your definition of what a robot is. So we are on day 5, possibly day 6, depending on how many days the robot presentations took. And today, what you're going to do is you're going to summarize what you've learned. Okay, and you're going to do that by responding to some questions. So you're going to answer the conclusion questions, which are in the evaluating part of your design notebook, and you're going to also go back and answer those essential questions. So if you have not yet opened up your design notebook, go ahead and do that. This would be a great time to pause this video and open up your design notebook. So we'll do that. All right, see that transition? That was seamless. Now that we've got our design notebook open, we are down in the evaluating part of our design notebook. And so today, you're going to summarize what you learned from the research that you did and then from your classmates' presentations. And we are asking that you answer these in complete sentences. So using complete sentences is a way to really communicate professionally and make sure that we have kind of our complete thoughts as we are responding to this. So the first question, you see the first 3 questions are in blue, which tells us that we must do them. So everybody needs to answer these questions. So what is a robot? Okay, that's the first question. Please respond using complete sentences. What are 2 things that you did well on your presentation? So just thinking about your presentation, what were 2 things that you did well on that? Third question, what is one way that you could improve your slide presentation? So if you had more time or you had to go back and kind of redo this or give this again, for a different audience, how could you improve that? And so these 2 questions are getting you to kind of self-reflect back on what you did. Then we get to the next questions, the next 2 questions, which say, let me just get that all onto one page here. There we go. The next question says, which robot that was presented will have the most significant impact on humans and why? And so the first part of this question, which robot do you think will have the most significant impact? Think back to all those presentations that you just heard and the information that you just got. Which one do you think is the most interesting and do you think is going to kind of be developed most, kind of moving forward in the future? Really this is just kind of an opinion at this stage because we don't know what the future holds. But then kind of explaining yourself, explaining why, notice that's in pink, so that's an aspire to question. So we would like you to explain your thinking as well. Okay, so you should answer that question and then please explain, give some explanation. Why do you think the robot that, that one of your classmates presented, or it could be yours, do you think that one's going to have the most significant impact? Then we get down to the next question, which also is a should do question. So you should answer this one. Explain what you think the future of robotics is in the world. So you've had all of these examples given to you of different robots. What do you think is going to happen in the future? Again, asking you just to think about it. With all this information, what do you think might happen? Is it going to be like one of those videos or those movies where robots take over the world? Is it going to be where, people just create things that are more and more automated and, that's it? Or is it that artificial intelligence thing? I don't know. I can't, tell you your thoughts, but what do you think? Okay. And then the last question, which is in pink. So this is an aspire to question. So again, you don't have to, you can make the choice not to answer this. We would love you to answer this, but this is an aspire to question. But should there be limitations placed on robots? Should there be rules in place in terms of what people can create in terms of robotics? And then explain what those limitations should be. Or if you think, people should be able to create whatever they want, there shouldn't be any limitations, explain why you think that. Okay, so those are the conclusion questions that you need to answer. Again, first 3 are in blue, so you must do them. You should answer the next 2 questions, and then you should ultimately aspire to answer this last question as well. So tell us what you know and what you have learned from those presentations. The last thing that you are going to do is you are going to make sure that your essential questions are answered. So as I scroll all the way back up here, there are five essential questions. How has technology changed over time? How does researching a topic help you better understand a problem? What's the purpose of innovation? What would you like to see robots to be able to do in the future? And so that kind of goes with some of those conclusion questions about limitations or what you think in the future robotics are going to be like. And then just asking you which one is the most interesting, which robot that was presented to you, do you feel like that's really interesting? Okay. Maybe it's not one that is going to be around or you think it's going to be the most important or have the most impact on society, but just which one did you think was the most interesting? And that one should be a robot that was not your robot. Okay. Once you have those things done, your design notebook should be complete. Let me put up a slide here that shows what should be done in your design notebook. So before you turn it in, you need to make sure that all of your essential questions are answered, that you have goals set for each block, you have vocabulary definitions that are written in your own terms. In your design notebook, you've got the humans need not apply video responses. You have your notes on your good and bad slide presentations. You've got a link to your robot presentation in your design notebook. You've got answers to those conclusion questions, which we just talked about, and you've got a daily summary done for each day of class as well. So those things, that's your checklist. This would be a great time just to kind of pause the video and just leave it on this once you're complete so that you can go through and make sure that each of those things is done. And then once you have your design notebook completely done, you can turn that in and get that submitted, because we will be then starting a new project next time. All right. So if you've got any questions, reach out to your teachers, let us know, and we will help you as best we can. Otherwise, have a wonderful day and get your design notebook completed. We'll see you soon. Bye.